The majority of Oakland residents are not happy with how their city is functioning. An Oakland Chamber of Commerce survey found 75% say the city is on the wrong track.
Some blame the city charter, which they say is dysfunctional and does not hold Oakland leaders accountable. ABC 7 News Building a Better Bay Area reporter Leanne Melendez here now with a look at the efforts to try to fix things. And this is kind of a recurring theme in the city of Oakland.
Yeah, it is. And when you mention the city charter or reforming it, people run for the hills. They don't want to talk about it, but it's important. Now, here's a question for the people of Oakland. Who runs your city? If you guess the mayor or city council, not so much. The power to get nearly anything done in Oakland comes from one person, the city administrator. Well, sort of. If you are confused, so were we. That's why we went searching for the answer.
Oakland has problems.
Homelessness, dumping.
Companies leaving the city.
The car break-ins.
The potholes, nothing's getting fixed.
And a budget crisis.
Oakland's city government is dysfunctional, and it's by design.
Wait, what? By design? Who did that?
This is owning a piece of the American dream right here in the city of Oakland, and I'm really proud to be a part of it.
Before taking office, former Oakland Mayor Jerry Brown supported Measure X, which basically took some powers away from the city council and shifted them to the city administrator. Voters passed it in 1998. Through Measure X, the city administrator now had one and only one boss, Jerry Brown. Things got done at City Hall. But today, that has changed, and many people in Oakland have come to realize that this model of government, which is included in the city's charter, is not working to solve the problems in Oakland.
Oakland is less responsive compared to other California cities.
Stephen Falk, a former city administrator himself, is behind the efforts to reform Oakland's charter.
So here's where I interrupt things to give you a quick definition of a charter.
A city's charter is kind of like its constitution, a social contract of sorts that is adopted by the people it governs.
That's you. And Oakland voters are responsible for what's in the charter, 132 pages long. And every time you vote, things get added to the charter just like Measure X did.
So who has the power in Oakland? Let's start with the 8 city council members. Say residents of one neighborhood are fed up with all this illegal dumping. The most obvious thing to do is to contact their city council member.
Except that another amendment passed in 2014 says that council member is not allowed to contact anyone at the Department of Public Works to help solve the problem. That would be called favoritism.
Take council member Noel Gallo, who has a huge illegal dumping problem in his district.
Why don't you go to the head of the Department of Public Works?
I communicate with them on a regular basis, respectfully, but I also have to be very careful that I can't tell you what to do and how to do it, because then I get accused of micromanaging.
The only person who can order the Department of Public Works to address the illegal dumping in Gallo's district is the city administrator. That's if the city administrator considers it a priority. And so the illegal dumping issue may not go away. That's why Council Member Gallo has his own cleaning team comprised of 4 men, picking up what people dump illegally. Council members are allowed to employ up to 7 staff members. So rather than work in the office solving other problems, half of his staff is picking up garbage because the problem is so severe. What about the mayor? Barbara Lee is not allowed to hire or fire any department heads. Only the appointed city administrator can do that. There's only one person Mayor Lee can hire or fire, the police chief. Former Mayor Sheng Tao fired Police Chief Laurent Armstrong in 2023. Oh, and none of the department heads report directly to the mayor. They answer to the city administrator.
Nor does the mayor have veto power.
So let's say the mayor presents her annual budget proposal. Council members can reject it and pass their own budget, and there's nothing the mayor can do to stop them.
In fact, the mayor does not attend city council meetings. That's in the charter. There is no place at the table for the mayor.
In Oakland, the mayor is effectively removed from making public policy, which is unlike almost every other city in California.
The only way for a mayor to move his or her agenda forward is to work with, you guessed it, the city administrator. You may think the city administrator, Justin Johnson, holds the power. But again, he serves at the pleasure of the mayor, who can, at any time, fire him.
There have been 6 city administrators in the last 5 years.
You may be asking, how can anything get done in Oakland when that position has been a revolving door?
Totally dysfunctional.
When Jerry Brown was elected, Robert Bobb was already the city administrator and served for a total of 6 years. He says he worked with everyone, not just Jerry Brown.
It does have to happen in working with, with members of city council and also with the council member staff, as it were.
But that was then. Barbara Lee says it's time to ask voters in Oakland whether or not the charter should be reformed.
We need to have good governance, and oftentimes people don't know in the city who is responsible for what. They don't know what are the details of the charter, and this is going to be specifically around the role of elected officials, financial systems, and also transparency and good government.
Stephen Falk believes that right now, nobody at City Hall really has the power to make effective changes in Oakland.
The great line that we heard during our research from a council member is that in Oakland, the buck stops nowhere.
So, who is going to work on this reform? The mayor has appointed 7 people, experts, who will recommend what changes to the charter are needed. They met for the first time last Friday. Now, the goal is to improve transparency and define the role of elected and appointed officials. The recommendations of that working group are expected in January. And of course, after that, they'll take it to the voters and they'll decide on the reform.
I see. I was almost thinking, are you going to say they're going to take it to the city administrator?